Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network. For the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews, press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light.
From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the schmoes know, this is DC Movie News, bringing you the most up-to-date discussion and commentary within the DC Universe.
I wish the chorus was playing right now.
I know. It'd be way better.
We could be heroes. We could be heroes. In honor of David Bowie, that's how we bring you in this week. Wherever you are in the DC universe, you are home now. And we shall try to find the answers together.
That was really cute.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Awesome.
Welcome, everyone, to the second show. Is this the second show of 2016?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Welcome to the second show of 2000. I already lost track of the year. Welcome to the DC Movie News Show right here in the Popcorn Talk Network, our second show of the 2K16. Let's get right into it. We are at DC Movies SK on Twitter, Facebook.com/DC Movies SK. Find me on Twitter at Loquasto. This lady right here is the crown jewel of the DC Movie News Show. She's the host of TV Fights on Screen Junkies, and I've been on there twice. Not going to say how well I did or poorly.
Crushed it.
Find her on Twitter at Roxy Striar. She's Roxy Striar.
Hello, happy to be sitting next to you this week. It doesn't happen that often.
I noticed you chopped your hair.
Yeah, I chopped it all off.
I think you look really, really great with short hair, like Courtney Cox.
It's really just
but
tucked
like
into my shirt,
nerdier. Oh, wow. You let that illusion go a total of 12
Well,
seconds.
because when I actually change my hair next week, I want them to know that it's real.
All right. Well,
I don't know if it's next week, but
we
soon.
look forward to seeing you as a redhead.
I wanted to see chat roll explode in anger with your hair cutting, but it's too late.
Sorry.
You didn't want to torture
Yeah, but
us
there
more.
will be a couple second delay where they do maybe say something. I don't know.
Well, a lot of people are asking, where's Mike Kalinowski? We don't know, but he's going ham somewhere. We can tell you he's going
Definitely
ham.
going ham.
Ham, yep.
He's going ham.
That's for sure. You
But-
know that he's doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. But one of the OGs is back. He's finished eating pizza on the East Coast, but he's the host of Man vs. Child on the FYI Network and the FX Movie Download. I almost said the DC Movie Download, which would be pretty
It could happen. Well, we do have Man of Steel coming up on FX Movie Download, so for that day, it's going to be FX DC Movie Download.
You can find him on Twitter at Adam Gertler, because he is Adam Gertler.
Hey, what's up, guys? Happy 2016. I couldn't be here last week, so it's great to be here this week. I read lots of comics over the break. I got to go to Forbidden Planet, my all-time favorite comic book store, St. Mark's Comics. I was chasing down Dark Knights. I hit Fourth World Comics in Long Island. I got new comic boxes. I consulted my comics, like my old collection. Like I went back and I was bagging and boarding stuff from like 1990, 92. I was like immediately brought back.
Nice.
Like 28 years. So I feel replenished
And you're only
rejuvenated.
29, so you have a hell of a memory.
Oh my God! So much more years than that have I. But anyway,
Clarification question, not having to do with your comic book going. You were eating oyster pizza, we talked about?
no. Okay, so what happened was there is this thing that was originated in New Haven, Connecticut by Frank Pepe, and that is fresh clam pizza. So what it is, it's like a stretched thin dough. They shuck fresh clams because they have like the Long Island Sound there. They have Rhode Island. They're getting fresh clams from all over the place, and it's a pizza that just has a base of olive oil, garlic, the fresh clam jus, a little bit of parsley, sometimes maybe a little Romano cheese, not even all the time, and then like fresh lemon on the side. So it's almost like a zuppa de clams, or a clams in a broth, but on a pizza, and it's a lot better than it sounds. So hopefully I did it justice.
So it is a
describing
pizza,
there.
is what you're saying.
It is. It is. It is definitely a pizza. And then, of course, New Haven also has their famous plain pie, which is just like tomato sauce and a little bit of Romano cheese. Like mozzarella there is a topping. It's weird.
Okay.
I'm really glad that
Bizarre.
you let us know that, because everybody was kind of freaking out about this oyster pizza. Like, why are you putting oysters on your pizza? But now it makes sense.
You would do that
Clams.
maybe in the Gulf and I would say that they would be like fried, and you would do like a take on an oyster po' boy like pizza. That could possibly be good.
Eat that.
Yeah,
No
but
way.
I wouldn't say raw oysters on a pizza.
I ain't messing with
for me.
oysters ever.
Well, I mean,
Not
that,
my
to
thing.
each their own. To each
Clams,
their own.
oysters, they're all the same damn fish to me. I don't like them.
Not
Okay.
even close to being true.
Nope.
That's not even close.
They're
to
all
not.
the same. They come from a shell and they creep me out.
That's the opposite of true.
We have a special guest in studio. He's a first timer. He's a comedian and a writer, and he loves DC and has been excited to come on for quite some time. We're very happy to have him. Find him on Twitter at Topher Harless. He's got the name of a character in a DC film who turns into a superhero. He's Topher Harless.
Topher Harless.
I feel like villain a little bit.
You feel like villain.
Topher.
Oh, it hurts.
It's those glasses.
Topher Harless is like, he starts off all mild-mannered, then you get
Yeah.
into an
Just
accident, and you come back, and
go back off my glasses.
He's Brainiac.
Yeah.
He's Brainiac.
they're all mollusks, by the way, Johnny.
Oh, yeah?
Those are mollusks, not to be confused with cephalopods, which of course are squid and octopus, or crustaceans, which are your lobsters, shrimp, and all those. So mollusks. So Topher Harless,
don't-
through a freak accident,
don't-
becomes a combination mollusk Harless, and he is the
Love
mollusk
it.
Harless.
And by
Mollusk
accident, we
man.
ate him right here at this
Yep.
table.
I feel like that wouldn't go well for me. I just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And don't categorize shrimp as the same as those creepy-ass clams. No, man.
No, there did. There was.
I'll get
okay,
down on some
crustaceans.
scrimp.
All
All
right.
right, we got plenty to talk about. First things first, 2 new TV spots that dropped this week for BVS coming out March 25th. That's in 2 months.
Yeah.
71-ish days.
Is that it?
What's the ish? I feel like if you're going to be as specific as 171, then you know the exact date.
I'm going 71 days. That's my, or maybe 72. Either way, let's watch this all
Buckle
together.
my shoe.
Here's TV spot 1. I'll buckle your shoe. That makes no sense.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Sorry, that came out very
Mildly
like.
creepy.
Yeah, it sure did. Are we watching? We got
Yeah,
it.
the first TV spot, I have to tell you guys, I giggled
Here we are.
throughout this entire thing.
Oh yeah, this is the classic right here.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't look like he budged too much.
Why did he bump into him?
Yeah, what's
Crashed
the-
right into him.
Sure did.
Also, love how intense that cape is.
Yeah.
Just could
Let it
die.
fly.
Let's just, God.
Tell me, do you bleed?
So anybody thought he wasn't
And he's
saying
like,
it.
I'm out.
You will.
Okay.
He didn't even answer the question.
He didn't. It's so rude. He's just
Super
like,
rude.
deuces,
No wonder
man.
Batman
Well,
hates him.
that's
He
an
didn't
answer.
the
If you
question.
show disrespect, that
It's
is
wrong.
many times an answer in a situation.
That's a good TV spot, in my opinion.
I agree.
That's a
It's super
solid
cool is what
TV
it is.
spot.
I think it's the better of the 2 TV spots.
I do agree.
I really enjoy it. It kind of makes me giggle though because he slams into him. Superman like doesn't even flinch. He's such a powerhouse in this, and Batman's like this brooding. Oh my God! Like I'm the kid in the play box who didn't get loved in this moment.
Playbox.
I don't
You know,
what's
play
it
box.
Yeah.
Sandbox. Is what she was
Yeah.
Okay, Batman doesn't mess around with no sand
Roxy had no sand in her play box.
Okay.
It was just cement.
on a good day.
You want to watch spot 2?
Yes.
Okay, let's watch spot 2.
Watching spot 2. Love that car still.
Clark Kent, Daily Planet.
And
Civil liberties are being trampled on in your city. A bat vigilante.
Here
thinks
comes.
he's above the law.
Here comes.
Don't believe everything you hear, son.
Son.
oh, that's how he
Son.
changed it up.
Bruce Wayne meets Clark Kent.
And then you got this again.
I love bringing people
And
together.
then we've
Boss.
seen
It's
this.
a pleasure. Ow! Wow, that is a good grip. You should not pick a fight. With
Although I mean, hey, listen. If we're to be believed,
Yeah.
this is just one. This is just if Zack Snyder is to be believed, this is just one of the many faces that Eisenberg is going to be giving us
Oh, yeah.
of Lex Luthor. That
There
there's
you go.
and if you're to believe the random review of the film that came out on Reddit a few weeks ago, then it is one of just many layers.
And let us not forget, there was a third trailer that I dropped exclusively yesterday.
You know what? I was not sure if you should drop this on the show because I think this was actually an international trailer, and I thought we could get in trouble.
Okay.
And so if
Oh,
you're
I
doing
see.
it, I just want to go on record as saying like I don't think we should show this because I don't know that we're allowed to, and I don't want to get AfterBuzz in trouble.
Okay,
Yeah.
For popcorn talk,
I didn't send the
so.
trailer to Zach, but it was really, I got a
I don't
lot
think
of,
you're allowed to air this.
got a lot of action.
So-
I also just put it up on our Twitter again, so if you want to watch that 30-second trailer, it's pretty intense.
You're gonna get us in trouble, man.
No, it's really it's a pretty intense trailer, and so maybe I'll show everyone next week. I don't have it online. I just put it on our Twitter a couple of times.
Oh, really? So it's not here?
It's not on a
Oh,
YouTube
thank
link.
God.
It is
I would
not.
hate to think I was setting you up to show it.
Yeah. No.
sound like you were like,
Zach.
yeah,
Oh wait,
super
actually, here you go.
bad.
Here you go, Zach. That's
What?
it.
Oh, we found it.
Oh, there
no.
it goes.
Oh,
Let's
Guys.
start it over. Wait, let's start it over. Go back.
I don't.
We got to do the volume.
All right, let's
Oh,
hear it.
this is.
Oh,
now.
no, we're
we
gonna
go.
get sued, guys. Dun,
Do
dun,
you
dun, dun.
bleed? What? Excuse me? You will. That was rather aggressive. I'm just trying to have a conversation with you. Just really dark red or whatever color blood you have. Okay, there's
voice,
really
man.
no
Yeah.
need for that, and I don't know why your voice is so frightening.
All
and
this was
scary
left
like
out of the American
that.
trailer.
You all
Yeah.
over the place, son.
I said son.
Stand down.
I mean,
Yeah.
If I wanted
he
it,
said son.
He said he
already.
did.
Well, that was uncalled for.
In Italy only.
Yeah.
So excited.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
Japan.
I'm sorry we had a show that I think maybe it showed too much. I know
Yeah.
people would be complaining. So
I know. Well, rumor mill is there's going to be another one that drops next week.
okay, great. Look forward to
Wow.
that. That I'm sure will be more of an official one. by
Well,
Zack
I mean, I can't
know.
necessarily promise anything,
Much
but
more official than that? I don't know.
Just to boost your ego a little bit, because I don't feel like we gave you the laughs it deserved. You're getting a lot of LOLs in the chat right now.
I appreciate that.
Ooh.
Whole bunch of LOLs, even an LMFAO.
That's what happens when.
ROFLs.
No.
That's what happens when you. I was in Houston over the weekend because I went and saw the Kansas City Chiefs destroy the Texans, and now they're going to destroy the Patriots Saturday. Whatevs.
Get out of here.
I was staying at my buddy's place, and the room I got to sleep in just happened to have Batman and Superman laying on the
Wow.
ground. I was like,
and the new ones too.
Yeah.
That's
Why
weird.
are they on the ground?
Wait,
Probably
he's
because
playing
that
with
person was
them.
a Chiefs fan too. Probably because they suck and they don't respect their toys.
His kids are
How
6
do you
and
really
4.
feel?
I mean,
Yeah.
Go Pats.
go Chiefs.
I don't like
Great.
sports.
Anyways.
Let's talk about something we can agree on. DC.
yes.
We enjoyed both trailers, which is they're both very, very
No,
different.
the second one,
Eh.
I'm sorry. I can't get past Boss. Why do you have a southern accent like
sounds
that?
like a southern girl.
He's a southern woman.
Yeah.
Boss? Like, what are you doing?
It's funny when you say that though, with your sexy vocal fry, you sound like an old Southern woman. Like, boys, come in. I just made some grits, boys.
That's how in my head he sounds like, please come into the kitchen, boss.
Yeah.
I made you food. Like, that is literally how he sounds in this. It infuriates me. But the rest of it is a good spot. I like the addition of the sun.
Yeah.
Son.
You know what's funny? I had no idea. Like when I recorded that rag all over the place, son. That was just I had no idea that was
Oh,
coming.
so you're saying that when that other Italian trailer that we just saw
Yeah.
aired,
It had
it was
nothing to do
before
with
that
Yeah.
trailer was exclusive prior to.
it did
Yeah.
not even.
No.
So that's interesting. I wonder where that trailer found it out from.
no idea.
Yeah, I liked the sun a lot better. To me, that one word makes the scene play a lot better. See, why I like these spots better than and it's been said like compared to the other trailer, which just didn't really work for me that well. I just have a lot of questions. I'm intrigued. You're in, you're out. And I have a lot of questions about what the hell's going on, and that's what I want. I don't want to walk in knowing beat for beat what happened in this film.
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither. Well, it's funny you mentioned that because our top story of the week. Let's do a spoiler alert because should we mention it?
Spoiler
It's,
alert.
it's,
Yeah.
it's all over.
Welcome to the pop.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey,
we
welcome
should
to
do
the
one.
popcorn. Maybe it's a spoiler if it's true. So we'll see.
Here's the
Spoiler
thing.
alert. Spoiler.
You might not like spoilers, but this is DC movie news.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is DC movie news rumors.
Well, we've
Yeah.
been saying for quite some time now since the trailer dropped that we saw Doomsday and everyone's flipping out. We're like, no,
Yeah.
Doomsday's not the end of the story.
Well,
We
I
know-
like. What was the villain that everyone thought it was? That everyone was so convinced it wasn't Doomsday. They were saying it was like the Parasite or something.
I
or-
forget
Oh,
that.
that'd have been weird if it was Parasite.
I think that was what everyone was saying,
No.
and they were like, "Oh, it's not Doomsday. It's not Doomsday." Yeah,
No.
It's
Now,
totally.
Zack Snyder says it's Doomsday.
Yeah.
Which means it's Doomsday.
Never was Doomsday. But anyway, so yes, so
Yeah.
Well, this dropped on Geek.com, and they're very cool. We like them. Here's the deal. Apparently, Doomsday's not the only villain in BVS. Can I say it? Should I say it?
Just do it.
Okay, go
Pull
like
the
this when
Band-Aid
you're
off.
done with the spoiler. Go like this when you're done.
Spoiler alert.
So when he's done with the spoiler, I'll go like this. So mute it for a second.
Yeah, mute
Okay.
it. Rumor mill is, and this is rumor mill.
Rumor mill.
Don't wave your
that-
hands; they'll get confused.
That we're going to see. That we're going to see Bizarro.
Yeah. I'm a little worried about this. I mean, if we see Bizarro, we're also seeing Doomsday. We're also seeing, Lex Luthor. Why do we have to have so many villains in this movie? Like, I don't like that's
I
what's
want to
supposed
hear your
Spider-Man
point, but Adam
villain.
is just so loudly crunkling his pages.
There's so many.
Yeah,
top story is.
I hear what you're saying,
Yeah.
but I think that there are ways to play it because imagine if we see Bizarro for a second. If
Yeah.
we see does
If
that
we
mean?
do.
Yeah, if it is what it is.
Pretty primary part of the trailer, though. I don't know. Like, they could be throwing us off, maybe.
yes, me am sure this am not happening. Bizarro am Superman best friend.
Exactly the words of his mouth. From the words of his mouth. Brilliant. Okay, tell me when we're done.
Wait, you
with...
might want to keep that. Yeah, please keep it because we might need it again.
You'll have to pull that out later.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
I liked the delivery, but I almost wanted it a little more conviction, to be honest.
One more time?
Yes. Me, I'm sure this am happening. Not happening. Bizarro M, Superman best friend.
Yeah.
You kind of remind me of Jar Jar Binks right now.
Yeah.
Me should be happy.
You sound so wise.
You sound like Bizarro.
Very wise. You know, we've already seen Kryptonite. We've already seen Zod's body. We know Lex is in the lab doing things. So the question is, you're right. We could just see him for a second, and that could possibly lead to Justice League, maybe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. People think that it's been a rumor for a while, that this is no different. I'm kind of with them. I think we can move on. I'm going to wave my hands.
You know what I will say about it that I think is cool is that, at least, again, to get back to the point of we have questions again, you know, we were all pretty much sure that it was like Zod gets mutated into Doomsday.
Yeah.
Right.
Which still might be what happens, but now I'm not sure. And I have questions.
You think
so that's
Doomsday
good.
might come in the traditional manner on the back of a meteor?
Well, based on what Zack
be okay
Snyder
with
said,
that.
that we are going that Doomsday's mythology has a lot of importance in this movie and in the films to come. So if that's the case, if the mythology of Doomsday is important, then did he just turn him into it? I'm just saying, it gives me questions now, which is great.
It's funny you say that. We'll just jump around a little bit today.
Okay, well, I'm going to do it now, though.
Okay, no more spoilers. We're
more
done.
spoilers.
We done with spoilers.
turn the
All right, here
volume
we go.
back up.
Here we go. Turn the mic up.
Oh, I think they
There's no snare on my headphones.
They all jumped off.
They jumped off a long time ago.
All
They're
right.
gone.
So Zack Snyder teases Doomsday for Justice League. His exact quote was, you know, obviously many have said Darkseid or Brainiac, but Snyder says, well, you have Doomsday, right? He doesn't just crawl out of the ground. He has his own mythology, right? So that has to be explored. So, hey, there's something.
Although him crawling out of the ground would be its own mythology.
Yeah, that would be a whole weird thing.
Yeah, well, there's a few different versions on how Doomsday was developed. I think I'm more familiar with the classic thing that he was this alien life form that was like
Created by a
killed and
planet,
regenerated. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I don't believe that's going to be in BBS.
Actually, when I was looking
would
at
be
my
really
childhood
intense.
comics over the weekend, I went through all the original Death of Superman comics. Like, I came across of, like, it was like Man of Steel, then it was a Superman, Man of Steel, and it would be in Superman, Adventures of Superman, Action Comics each week. Wow. And, like, Doomsday starts off and he's all in those clothes. Have you read this, like, you know, you see
I did years ago, and I also read the novel that was like 1,000 pages.
Yes.
Oh, that took me forever.
It was such a cool storyline. So, you know, it's cool that not only are we quoting The Dark Knight Returns in this movie, but you're giving homage to like one of the most popular Superman storylines too.
It's true.
And I'm cool with the fact that Doomsday is going to be in it and that he might be in future films. It sounds like that's kind of interesting.
I would like
Absolutely.
it better if he was only there for a minute and then in future films, because he's such a big enemy. I don't want to see him get played
Sure.
out too quickly.
Yeah, you like
Really?
a little tease.
I do.
Yeah.
Maybe that's part of it, is that he gets killed, thrown off the planet, and then he starts to mutate again. I mean, then we see him
Yeah.
out in space, or
'Cause
maybe
that's his whole
maybe a
thing. He
lantern
evolves.
flies by and sees
Maybe
him in space. You know, I don't
Some
know.
sensuality means just the tip in this case, just a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Just
Yeah.
the tip of
A little bit.
Doomsday.
Just that weird turtle head
Yeah, we
tip,
got a long
you know?
slate ahead. We
Yeah.
got to go to 2020. We don't want to, you know.
It's pretty cool. It's very exciting. I mean, there's Brainiac possibilities out there. There's Bizarro possibilities out there. Like,
Yeah.
I'm getting very excited into the reality that is
Yep.
just a few short months away.
And here's the thing. Yeah, there's rumors everywhere, and there's people talking. Bottom line is, we're not going to know what happens until we see the movie.
Yes.
And
And
that's-
then-
that's
I
where
will
we're at.
know.
And then if we know what happened,
She
if we
gets
were right
tweets.
about everything, it might be a little disappointing.
It'd
So-
be boring if we knew all the
I
things.
know,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I don't
So-
want to know all the things. I want you to
I
prove
love
me right.
talking about it, and I just
Yeah.
hope we're totally surprised.
I hope we're wrong completely.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, here's something cool. Robin Wright, we all know she's going to be in Wonder Woman. We don't know exactly
love her.
how. Oh, she's
too.
amazing.
She's so wonderful.
Yeah.
I love you, Jenny.
I couldn't even wait till we got to the ending sentence. I love her so
Robin.
much.
She's great. So here's the thing. She did not go to the Golden Globes. Her daughter, Dylan Penn, said, quote, she's not going. She's training to be a superhero for a movie. So,
Yeah, interesting. I mean,
that could just be something.
It could be something she just threw away.
she
could
needs
be
to
like,
get in
"Oh, my mom's
superhero
a
shape.
superhero," you
If she's
know?
Queen Hippolyta, you
God.
still need to be in superhero shape, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
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 We can't take this one too seriously because of who said it, but it's like, that would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, the coolest part about this whole statement is like, I can't believe we're getting a Wonder Woman movie next year.
I can't wait.
It's unbelievable.
So
June
23rd.
23rd.
Where's your hype level, Topher, for this movie?
For Wonder Woman?
Yeah, talk to me.
Out of 10, at least a 7. Like, I am so stoked to finally see them take on a character. For years, they've said, oh, we can't do this. Audiences won't watch this.
Yeah, right.
Complete bull. Just complete bull.
What?
Well, you were talking about excitement level, and I forgot that we wanted to get his excitement level on the Swamp Thing news from last week.
We will.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I don't know. Well, so what would you say
Let's change the
overall?
topic.
We'll get to it.
What is the number one film in the DC EU that you're looking forward to right now?
Oh, it's hard because I'm so excited for Batman v Superman currently.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Because
I'm
it's
also
the first one that's
because
coming?
It's the first one,
Yeah.
and it's right there.
That's
and they've
fair.
been building for so long.
That could be an honest answer
But
because as soon as that
Suicide
comes out.
Squad, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to see that movie.
Yeah?
Oh my god.
I think it's got to be a one at a time deal. It's like
It does.
BVS is going to set the. I mean, Man of Steel, okay.
Yeah.
But BVS is really going to set the tone, leading into Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Justice League. Wonder Woman, June 23rd, 2017.
I'm kind of with you though. Like, why don't I get to pick each one as we watched the one before? Like
Yep.
right
Yeah.
now, I'm most excited for BVS. When that's
Yeah.
done, I'm most excited for Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
When that's done, I'm most excited for Wonder Woman. And then Justice League. Like, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, well, I was just asking Topher because we've actually never met before, and I just, as I know he's a comic book fan and everything, so I was wondering, like, when you see all these titles, is there one that you're excited about? I think that's, if you're a fan of the comics, you'd be like, oh my God, I've been a Cyborg fan maybe for my whole life. I can't believe they're going to make a Cyborg movie.
I haven't
That's
heard
not
that from
my answer.
anybody yet.
No,
Yeah,
but I mean,
neither
I'm
have I.
sure that's out there.
I haven't heard it.
Sure.
People love Cyborg.
If I had to choose one of them, it'd probably be The Flash. I mean, I am
Really?
just obsessed with The Flash.
What do you think about the show? Because we're gonna
I
talk
love
about.
the show so much.
Oh my God, I love it so much.
So
I love
good.
hearing
You're
that.
invited to TV time.
It's so good.
I love
no.
hearing that you're excited for the show, even
talking
though you're excited for the movie, rather, even though that like the show is.
It's different
very popular.
universes. They
Yeah.
said very clearly it's parallel universes, and I'm okay with that because it means I get a new story every time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about getting new stories because I can't quit reading all this.
Exactly. Like, if
Yeah.
I'm reading the current run of Batman and Detective Comics, does that mean I can't enjoy Azzarello's Batman Europa right now?
Of course not.
Hell not. And I can actually see...
Hell not.
Hell not.
I'm gonna make a shirt. that
Hell
says
not.
Hell not.
If I get to see Batman with underwear on the outside and the freaking Joker like I look like,
Absolutely.
sure.
Yeah.
So, yes, I agree. More universes, more better.
Yeah.
And speaking of TV, well,
More
we're
universes.
going to be talking about,
Hell
you love
no.
The Flash. We're going to be talking
Dude.
about one of my favorites in just a little bit. But we'll get to it. Let's stick to the movies. What's up, girl?
Well, he just said Mo Universe is Mo better, and somebody asked you to freestyle earlier in the chat, so I'm thinking that maybe could be the name of the future freestyle. Mo
You know what
Universe is
you know what I
Mo
should
better.
do?
Yeah.
You and King Famous did that beautiful song.
Yeah.
One time, I should maybe create a rap about us.
Just give us a line. Like
DC Universe.
it's called. I'm giving you a topic, which is Mo Universe is Mo better.
Okay, that's the topic.
That's the topic.
All right, give me till the end of the show.
Oh my God.
I'll try
I'm
and
so
come up with
excited
something.
right now.
He's gonna
it's like
do it.
candy.
He's
It's like
gonna
the end of the
do
show.
it.
I'm just waiting.
It's probably going to be awful. But just give me.
I hope it is. It's more
Everything
fun
you
that
do
way.
is brilliant.
You
God
know,
damn it.
it's not awful. Amber Heard, everything about her. She might be the female lead in Aquaman. She would make her first appearance apparently in Justice League. Obviously, she's going to be Mera, the eventual Queen of Atlantis. And what's interesting about Aquaman is they have James Wan's directing, but they have that dual track development thing, so they have two scripts kind of going on right now. But she's apparently in talks.
So wait, has that been recently mentioned that they still, as of now, they still have not decided?
As far as I know, it's still going.
Has there been an item of news about that, or is that just you're saying no news is no news?
As far as the scripts?
As far as the dual track, yeah.
Yeah, as far as right now, they just mentioned that in the whole thing about
Okay.
Amber Heard. Yeah, so there's no definite yet. But yeah,
Interesting.
she's
I
actually
wonder, do you
in
think
Is
talks.
she going to be a redhead, you think? Think they're going to go full redhead for her?
Why not?
I think they should.
She definitely could pull it off.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
totally could.
She'd look good
Yeah.
with any color hair.
Oh my god.
I'm just excited to see how they pull off the underwater, how Atlantis looks. I'm very interested to see what the Zack Snyder DC verse, even though Wan's directing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like
Beautiful.
the look and feel is going to be established
It's gonna
already.
be pretty. It's going to be very pretty.
I wonder if we're going to see any of it in BBS, or if we're just going to see Aquaman on land. I mean, are we going to see him coming out of his environment? That's an interesting thing, right?
Absolutely.
Are we going to see Atlantis, or are we just going to see Aquaman?
Or is
I
he
think
gonna
we have
sit at
to
the
see
end of the movie
Atlantis.
just stroking his beard, so we pull out into the sunset.
Yeah, I mean, he might just show up there. You know,
Just
he
be
might
a
just show up
second.
there dripping, and,
I mean-
and we assume where he
And we
came
just-
from.
yeah.
But I don't
It
know.
certainly would be cheaper, but I think that people would be bummed about that.
Yeah.
Well, it could be a big reveal too. I personally wouldn't be so bummed if you don't see it. If I would love to see a tidal wave.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Aquaman emerging from a tidal wave
would be
to
so
take
cool.
on the Doomsday fight. and that's all we see, and then we see Atlantis in the next movie. Like they got to save stuff, and there's already
save something.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I'm already writing lyrics.
Can you believe that this is? Wait, is it
like,
really a
Roxy,
freestyle if you take a half hour to write it, or isn't that just a song?
I never said I was a good freestyle.
I thought
I'll
you said
write
it was
some
a
lyrics.
freestyle.
They asked for a freestyle, and he's. You know what?
I don't know what Eminem's ruling.
Do you want me to put this on you?
No, I don't want you to put anything.
You
on
want
me.
Mo Universes, Mo Problems?
That was my
Say Mo
freestyle.
Universe is Mo Good.
Mo Good.
Yeah, I wish I didn't even say Mo Problem.
Mo Better.
I'm still talking like Bizarro over here.
It happens to the best of us.
Not good.
Is
Yes.
Mo Universe Mo Better? Hell not. Actually, yeah, it is. All right.
Yes, these are all my wonderfully succinct audio selections.
So many
today.
shirts.
Going ham.
He was an English major before studying Shakespeare at the at Stratford upon Avon.
We're just going ham. Going ham in honor of Kalinowski. All right, Chris Pine. Here we go. He says he was never actually up for Green Lantern. He just recently gave an interview. His quote was, "No, I was never offered Green Lantern ever. I have never even had a conversation about Green Lantern, but of course we're going to see him as Steve Trevor in Wonder Woman 2017.
I adore this, and I hope it's
great.
true. I hope that's actually the case.
I think it's true.
Because the world is such a weird place. Like,
Yeah.
one person made this up, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like, this, if we actually tried to play telephone and bring it backwards,
Yeah.
I think we could get to the root of who made this up.
Yeah, there's some guy in his basement going, you know who would be a great Green Lantern? Chris Pine. And this one's like, Chris Pine's going to be the next Green Lantern.
Yeah.
He just
Chris Pine, Chris Pine,
Put it
Chris
out
Pine.
Chris Pine.
He puts it out there, and then he also goes into the chat roll. He responds to the comments. He
Yeah.
spreads it. Somebody else picks it up. It's
Then
like
he reads it later and goes,
Yeah.
I was right the whole
Yeah.
time.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
Like, and,
So you're
and-
suggesting that the person that starts the rumor might not even be aware that
He's
they
not
started
even
the
aware he's
rumor?
There's no chance he's aware.
and then my
He's just sitting there going, I'm so glad I was right this whole time.
And then my favorite part is that Chris Pine waited till now to be like, nah, I don't even know what you're talking
He
about.
didn't even publicly say no.
Yeah, he
I'm
was
not."
interviewed. Somebody asked him. Yeah, somebody had the platform to ask him. I don't think there was. It would have been expected for him to make a denial about something publicly.
You know what I would have loved if he would have did that interview like, no, I was never up for Green Lantern. But Tyrese, on the other hand, that would have been
Throwing Tyrese
I love
under
the
the
way
bus.
he said it too. He was all very much like, "Oh, what a stupid question. I never even had a conversation
No,
about this."
you got the feeling like he's heard this rumor a
Yeah,
lot. He's like,
"Oh,
let me
this
put
is so dumb." Then why didn't you just say something?
What do you think about his playing Steve Trevor? Do you think that he's only going to be a guy in the past? Do you think he's? I don't know if they've signed him for multiple films. Or are we going to be returning to this time period? Like
You and Miguel Rivera just asked the very same question at the very same time.
Yeah, I'm very curious about how they're going to handle because it's like on one hand, you probably don't sign Chris Pine for one movie, but it's like, do they intend on making Wonder Woman sequels in the past?
I think they do. I think they.
Or is he going to be his grandson?
Yeah, I think he's either going to be a grandson or it's going to. The movie will start in the present where he's an old man and then go back to the past and see how they met. Kind of like a Captain America.
So you're
kinda
saying
thing.
Pine and old man makeup?
Yeah.
Pine and old man
I'd
makeup,
watch that.
hells to the knot.
Yeah, what are you trying to do to that face? No.
Well, they would do it digitally, right? Like, it's like what they did. They did such a good job with Ant-Man. Do they go the other way that good now too?
I hope so.
Do they go the other way that good now too?
They did that good with Agent Carter. She looked great.
Was
as an
that
old woman.
digital or is that practical?
I think that was just
makeup?
practical makeup, and
Right.
they killed it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like they do the digital job on like
Yeah.
Michael Douglas. That was the most incredible thing I've ever seen.
That was
in Ant-Man.
crazy, right?
Right. So I'm wondering,
Yeah.
do you now start to go the other way and
Yeah.
do the old digital makeup?
That seems like more work when you can just do makeup.
Yeah.
Like, nah.
Mo Universe is Mo better.
That's
That's
true.
right, Mo
That's
better.
true.
Good
Mo
point.
better, Mo
The
universes.
absolute opposite of what we're talking about is the fact that Zack Snyder came out this week and said that Jesse Eisenberg was originally, he approached him to play a different role than Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Which is really
And his quote
interesting.
was the exact opposite.
Yeah, he says, let's call it a secret, but nevertheless, it was the exact opposite of Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Well, Avi, he was supposed to be Superman.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, clearly.
the opposite of Lex Luthor.
Although he has the body,
The body of a small girl.
he has the body of pre-Captain America.
Yeah,
basically.
he does.
It's possible. I mean,
I don't think so.
Maybe. Maybe
No.
when they were originally doing Man of Steel and they were reading lots of actors. Jesse Eisenberg was a hot actor at the time.
No
Why-
way,
No.
Superman. No.
That would be the
no.
most bizarre thing ever.
Well, like if Nick Cage was being considered as Superman at
Nick
some
Cage
point.
is a much bigger dude.
I'm just saying,
just
it's
think
easier
it
to get to
means-
Jesse Eisenberg going through Nick Cage from Cavill.
No.
Okay, that
You make a
was-
left turn at Brandon
Oh,
Routh.
God. That'd be a major left
No,
turn.
Nick Cage back in the day looked way more Superman.
Yeah, that was a different kind of Superman.
Chat roll.
Yeah.
I'm alone.
Yeah, you
Back
are.
me up on this.
No.
You're talking about a
Jesse-
Tim Burton Superman. You're not
Yeah.
talking about a Zack Snyder.
Guys, you know I'm right.
Could you imagine
No.
that Superman?
My guess is the role that was offered was a
Superman.
much smaller role than Lex Luthor.
I just think the opposite means a good person. A good dude, not a bad
Yeah,
dude.
just not a bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what good guy is the
Which
question.
good guy?
And
Jimmy
he'd have to be
Olsen?
a bigger role. Jimmy Olsen makes sense.
It does, but I mean, there was no.
Oh,
Jimmy
that's a
Olsen
really
isn't
good
really, you
idea.
know. Oh yes, I guess Jimmy Olsen is in this sequel.
He is.
Right, and maybe crippled.
Holy crap, that would be a really good choice.
So maybe it's Jimmy Olsen.
Chat roll saying Jimmy Olsen as well.
Okay, guys. But
Confirmation.
You know, it was really
Or
nice.
totally Superman.
Totally.
There we go. And we got one more bit of movie news here. What's up?
John says, Roxy, you need to shut him up with Jesse as Superman.
He's like, I'm about to turn this off. And walk
Jesse
away.
as Superman? Hell not.
Mo better.
I'm just saying, there is another universe where there is a Superman.
But, okay, Eric says, F it, Adam's right. So, you know, you got both sides.
F it, Eric.
There you go.
F it
Okay,
straight.
bizarre.
Let's talk Batman: The Killing Joke, y'all. EP Bruce Timm revealed at Wizard World Comic Con in Nolens this past weekend that's going to premiere at San Diego Comic Con during July 21st to 24th. His quote is, "The source material is not long enough to make a feature, so we had to add a lot more story to it, which is tricky, but I think we came up with a really good solution on how that worked." So they're going to have almost like a 15-minute prologue, I believe, that kind of tells the story.
That is so interesting. Like, I'm wondering. On one hand, like the source material, you certainly could make like an hour-long animated film of it, but they want to make one as long as Dark Knight.
I don't know. The
You
source
gotta have at least 80
material's
minutes.
not a lot. There's not a lot going on in that. I mean, it's a small graphic novel.
But what about, I guess, the whole stuff with like the Red Hood gang in the beginning? I guess maybe that's
Yeah.
only actually a couple of pages.
It really is. It's short.
So I guess that is what people are kind of saying. There's going to be more with that prologue,
There's
the
gotta
Red
be.
Hood gang.
Yeah. And this is the only like story where they kind of say where the Joker came from and who he was beforehand.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a lot of that. Like, oh, this is more of the Joker's backstory and how he became the Joker, because that's the only like time anyone's ever done that.
The only reason why this is a little bit, this is bad news for like a hardcore comic book fan is like Alan Moore is notoriously like just separated himself from any sort of adaptation of anything he's ever done.
Yeah.
He wants nothing to do with it. He's a crazy, brilliant British man. He's like a professor of English and stuff, right? And his stuff is brilliant. A lot of it is over my head, you know? So the idea of like balancing the amount of his story versus some other prologue that we came up with, even though it's like Bruce Timm, who's like given us arguably the best version of Batman ever.
Oh God, yeah.
It's a little interesting. I'm still incredibly excited, but it's sort of like we didn't think the Bible was good enough, so we punched it up a little bit. We gave Jesus some wings.
That kind of happens all the time.
And,
Yeah, that's kind of real. It
yeah.
happens a lot.
Scary how truthful you're being.
Yeah,
right
that's what
now.
I'm talking about.
I'm sure Jesus had wings in some version.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, my Jesus liked to fly.
Yeah. So Jesus, right? He's this gum-chewing winged.
Marijuana smoking.
I'm pitching.
He's a rebel pilot, all right? And,
We call it the greatest story ever told.
yeah. Yeah. And then he saw this big white flying monster. I'm trying to go the never-ending story route. Forget it.
Oh, you're trying to get to Falcor
Oh,
from
cool.
Jesus?
He's stalling because he knows what's next.
Oh,
What's not? What's next? Yeah.
You know what time it is?
Time to talk about television.
it's time for...
Roxy Striar TV time. Sing along with me this time. Roxy Striar TV time. She thinks that the Flash is fine. DC movie news is time to talk.
TV time!
We went back to back like rock stars.
No, we
on
didn't
that.
go back to
Started
back.
playing
You
piano
backed
like
out
that
my
wasn't a
shoulder.
guitar sound.
Yeah.
I was like, what am I doing? That's going on.
Fake piano.
Yeah.
What piano?
All right, cool
So-
stuff for TV time.
So
this
many
week.
things. Do
So much things.
you want to start off with the trailer
Yeah, let's do it.
for the C-dubs?
Right
Let's
into it.
let's do that C-Dubs trailer, yo.
It's coming up next week.
Oh, is this for the dawn of the...
Yeah.
Legend.
The dawn of the legends
The
of the
dawn
league
of the legend of the
Legends
history
of
of the
tomorrow.
The dawn of the legend of the league.
Why do you keep using the word dong?
The dawn...
Yeah, dong. He's saying dong for sure.
The Dong of the Justice
Pretty
League.
much what it sounded like.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, whatever.
There is a movie. It's put out by Vivid. It's called Dong of Justice.
What? That's gonna happen now.
Yeah.
That's totally gonna happen.
They're like right down the block from us too.
Bummer.
Adam, you could have made hundreds of dollars on that idea.
CW and DC team up for an hour
Really?
of power.
Like they don't team up every day anyway. Like this is a rare thing.
This is so new.
Oh, be nice, they're the best.
And see the dawn of the Justice League, featuring a special peek at the Suicide Squad. It all starts this Tuesday at 9/8 Central on the CW.
How cool is it to see like the effect of that spaceship coming right out, and then the next thing you see is like Superman and Batman.
So sick.
In a way that was like the first time I'd really seen like an official edited together CW, DC Universe, and Batman, and it looked good. Like the spaceship looked
so
great. Like, you know,
good.
I mean, that looked awesome.
I am ready.
I'm hearing good things about Legends. Like, I
I'm
feel like
hearing
this is
really
going to be really good.
I was so nervous in the beginning. Like you're like, oh, there too much at once, just too much at once. But now it looks so good.
But we've already been introduced to a lot of them by
have
watching
been.
Arrow and Flash, so I
Yeah.
don't feel like overwhelmingly too much. I feel like just right.
They
They've been
pumped the
slowly
brakes. They did it
introducing
right.
characters.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I mean, they put out that trailer that they made just so they could have something to show. Like,
Yes.
this is our idea.
Yeah.
This
We're
is
going to
our
do this.
concept.
But then,
But that was cool too.
Yeah.
The concept was
Whatever
cool.
happened to Blue Beetle? They did a trailer for Blue Beetle before Arrow came out. And no one ever did any. You remember that?
Yes, yes,
I was
yes, yes,
so
yes, yes, yes.
excited about a Blue Beetle show.
We've
and
talked about it
nothing
on this
happened.
show.
you know,
before.
and there have been references to Cord Industries in both, you know, in the DC CW world and the DC EU too.
Yeah.
Like in some of the publications they pulled out, like we saw that graphic about the amount that major corporations had spent on weapons spending. On weapons development, rather, and like Cord Industries was number 2. Wayne was like at the bottom of the list because they kind of abandoned it, and LexCorp was like, you know, billions and billions.
Right. So they talked a little bit about Legends of Tomorrow this week, and when I say they, I mean Greg Berlanti. He said he was talking about the time travel rules because everybody's asking what are they going to do, and he says we try to exist by the rules we establish for ourselves.
We're doing whatever we want.
Our real goal is to make something emotionally true and truthful. Whenever we can have conversations about time travel, I always ask questions in terms of Back to the Future or 12 Monkeys and use the other examples that have pre-existed. As Andrew Kreisberg says, as far as we know, time travel is not real. If there were an actual rule book, we would read and learn. We would follow that.
Love it.
Straight to the point.
It's
I like
great.
that.
Like he continues on and on, but I just love it.
I love
I'm
those
sure
guys.
people keep saying to them, like, what are you going to do? And they're like, well, if there was a book on this, we would read it. Otherwise, we're just going to make our own rules because that's the option.
Did you guys listen to Kreisberg when he was on Fat Man on Batman, Kevin Smith's podcast? It's a great 2-part episode. I highly recommend you listen to it. He's great. And I became more of a fan of all the shows and all these guys from listening to how much of an OG fan this guy is, how long he's been in the industry. It's awesome. I have so much more faith in this now, and I think it's great. He mentioned 2 of the best time traveling movies ever: 12 Monkeys and Back to the Future. And if like, and they said, and we're gonna make our own rules. Like I read that as like we're gonna make our own rules, but we were gonna stick to those
We're
rules
gonna
that
live
we
by
established.
them, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, where we're going, we don't need roads.
And
I get it.
speaking of time travel, you know who you can throw on Legends of Tomorrow if you're time traveling.
Why do you seem so unhappy about this?
No, I'm pumped about
Okay,
it.
that was a happy voice.
Oh, that was this. What is your
Yeah.
sad voice?
This is
oh my god.
my sad voice. No, I'm pumped about because it's Jonah Hex, y'all. Damn, I'm happy about that.
I'm so excited.
Honorary just.
Yeah, for the first time
scarred
since Josh Brolin played
Bounty
him, right?
Yeah. Oh.
Terrible movie.
Pump for it.
You know why this is great? Because Jonah Hex is the kind of character that you know that they can do awesome.
Yeah, they could.
They can make it look great on a TV budget. And I'm so excited that this is a time travel show.
It
how
makes it
great
so
is
much more
that?
fun.
Oh my god! Like
You're doing things that they can only touch at on the flash.
it's like
And-
superhero Doctor Who kind of stuff.
Yes,
like
it
I'm
is.
really excited about this.
Because it's
gonna
only
make writing
15
complicated.
episodes. Yeah, they have more money for it, though. The writing isn't going to be as complicated because it's 15.
episodes is better, though.
That's what I'm saying. I'm excited about it. They have more money, a bigger budget, smaller amount of shows,
I've said
less
this
things for the writers to do.
on numerous episodes.
Yeah.
I think that these 25, 23 episodes
crazy.
is
It's
a
too
lot,
much.
man.
You're
a
gonna
lot.
have to have too many filler episodes. It's
too-
like Supernatural. Every other thing is like,
And
well,
I-
what does this do?
Yeah.
What does this mean? I
It's
want to
too
get to the
much.
Leviathan, y'all.
Now, when I go back to Netflix shows and I see that it's 10 seasons of 24 episodes a season, I'm like, wow, this is going to take me like a couple years.
Yeah.
Like, how do you binge that?
You have to retire.
Yeah.
You have to retire.
And
Quit
so
your
I
job.
You
did.
have to quit your job.
Yep.
And EP Mark Guggenheim said about Jonah Hex, if you're going to do a
Googs.
story set in the DC Universe version of the Old West, you simply must include Jonah Hex in it. And I think I agree with a lot of people in chat roll. He needs a redemption. Let's make it happen.
So I'm saving most of our questions until later, but this is a question coming from the chat from Corey, who wants to know who could be cast as Jonah Hex.
Well, obviously Josh Brolin.
Yeah, obviously. No, I mean, so many people. That's a really hard question. A lot of people. But if we're going to play that game, let's think about like other big budget, like cable kind of actors, leading men-ish kind of guys, like in like the Lost World or something like that.
I mean, there's a lot of options. Anyway,
what about the dude who was the
brain's leaving me.
The lead from Lost. Is that crazy?
I just thought Jack?
Yeah.
Or are you talking about Sawyer?
Well, just because he hasn't been doing anything. No, because Sawyer's on a show now.
Yeah, Sawyer is on a show.
Sawyer would be great, though, but Sawyer is on a new USA show now.
There's a lot of options. And they got
Sawyer would be good.
Lumbereras
Matthew Fox.
454 says Ian McShane. Kal-El says Alec Baldwin.
I was gonna. Who's the other Baldwin that was on Chuck?
Sheldon Paunchy.
The guy from Chuck. What's his name? He did the voice for Jonah Hex.
Oh, did he?
Zach Braff?
Yeah. No. The other Baldwin. What's his name? He's not a Baldwin brother. His last name is Baldwin. Someone.
I don't know.
Daniel Baldwin. Adam Baldwin.
You know, Adam Baldwin. Yes. He was.
He's a non-Baldwin
He was
Baldwin?
on Chuck. Yeah, he's not a Baldwin.
Oh my God, that's a rough go.
I think that's his name.
To be a non-canonical Baldwin.
Nathan Fillion could be a good option as well.
Yeah, I would see Nathan Fillion.
Kevin Bacon. Yeah, Matthew Fox.
We got to move on a little bit here.
I'm still busted on non-canonical Baldwin.
Yeah, you look it up. You watch that show and you're like, Casey's not a Baldwin, but he's a
Bryan
Baldwin.
Cranston says, "Goddamn Zordan."
Ooh.
Adam Baldwin.
I think Bryan
Justice
Cranston
Society.
is too famous even for that role.
Who?
Now, I think Bryan Cranston.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I'm wondering like, who are they going to cast? I think
Luthor.
it's going to be because it's going to look who they go to. They're going to go like they're going to get a guest star.
Yeah.
But it's going to be someone from like a big cable
Guys,
show.
it's 6 o'clock.
Oh my God, it's time for questions, but we got to talk about.
We have more stuff.
We have to talk about at least
The
I know. I'm just telling you.
Smith. All right, well
You
let's get to
told me
questions.
to
Let's
shout
at least
out
get
when
to
it was 6.
Totally.
All right, here's the deal. This is fun stuff here.
Yeah.
A former Supergirl is now going to be a villain. It's not totally confirmed yet, but Laura Vandervoort, I can't say it right. Vandervoort, I don't know. She's amazing. She looks
Hottie.
incredible.
With the body.
She played Supergirl in Smallville. She's going to be Indigo, supposedly. And a guy named Jeff Branson is going to be Master Jailer. And so those two characters are going to be introduced.
I'm all in on
Supergirl's
Supergirl
Brainiac.
and their villains right now and everything they're doing. I'm buying what they're selling.
I'm in.
Yeah,
wanna see more
it just
man-
continues what
Fully in.
DC always does. They love to recycle actors that have been in their universe. That's really cool.
More
So
Manhunter,
good.
baby.
I'm not familiar with
as
this
much
character,
Manhunter as
Indigo.
possible.
This is. Are you familiar with it? It's like a version
she's
of Brainiac.
like a Brainiac. Yeah, she's
Okay.
a version of Brainiac.
That's great.
She's like real pissed off. She's been in prison for a while, and she's decided she was going to destroy Krypton, and now she's coming back with like a vengeance. That's kind of the character. Well, that's what they're saying.
How do you like how they're handling Martian Manhunter on that show?
I want to see him way more.
Yeah. You watched
but
last
I
week?
love. Yes, I did.
Okay.
Oh,
I know why they're not,
God.
and it's a little thing called money.
Yeah,
at the time,
way
but-
too much money.
But listen,
But I love
so
the way that
exciting,
they
though.
utilized the shapeshifter last week.
That was awesome.
That was so
It was
sick.
so funny and uncomfortable to watch that. I'm Supergirl and I'm here.
I know. It was awesome.
It was
though.
fun. I loved it.
it was great cheese. It
loved
was lovely cheese.
It
I
was
dipped my
perfect.
chips in it and I ate it. And
Put oysters on top.
Yeah. Mo cheese, mo better.
Oh, yeah.
You're still writing lyrics, aren't you?
Yes.
I love
Johnny's
that so
checked
much.
out because he's working on his thing. All right. What else do we have?
All right,
on
let's
our
talk about
TV
the
time? crossover?
the Flash thing. Let's get to that and then let's get to questions.
Flash Supergirl crossover. CBS President Glenn Geller said.
Worst scene partner ever.
What?
I'm making offers, you're making denials, dude.
What would you say?
I'm like, let's get to this other thing, and you're just like going down the list.
said
to the
Flash.
next
I
one.
Yeah,
mentioned
but
the
he meant the
Flash.
Kevin Smith
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, go to it then.
No, okay. Quickly touching on that, Supergirl was like, we are not crossing over with
Yeah.
Flash.
They said it was the
Supergirl-
same universe,
Yeah.
but that they weren't ever going to cross over.
Supergirl is now like, we are maybe crossing over with Flash.
It's a possibility
Yes.
that we're thinking about maybe.
We were not going to because they are a smaller group of audience members, and now we might. That's all we have to say.
Yeah.
It's not really a concrete update.
Well said. I
but
agree.
Kevin Smith is absolutely directing an episode of The Flash, which I am, again, all in on.
Yes.
So excited for.
Yeah.
Nobody I trust more with an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait till May. That's when it's supposed to come out.
So exciting because here we have a guy who's obviously been a fan of the material. It's been on all of his movies, right? Mallrats is like the first kind of mainstream movie where it like outed us nerds, you know, in a cool, funny way. He's written, Batman, Arrow, Daredevil. What other ones?
Old school Batman. He did that.
Oh,
one
Batman
with,
66 that he did with Ralph Garman.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see, because I know that he basically, Kevin Smith, caught up on the show after a season. Like, he was not watching it. He had some kind of beef with Guggenheim, I think, or one of the producers, so he wasn't watching the show.
Yeah.
Then basically binged on the whole thing, and then started talking about it on his podcast, Fat Man on Batman, and then had Kreisberg on, and then a week later, he's announced to direct. So I'm excited to see A, what story they give him, and B, like, how Kevin Smithy is it going to be?
Yeah.
And is that going to be distracting, or is it going to be an awesome element of flavor?
You would think if it's Kevin Smith, it'd be awful dialogue heavy, which you can't really,
I think there will be a lot of Kevin Smith dialogue in it. Yeah.
Is he writing the episode? He's just
I don't think
directing.
so,
Yeah. So it might not.
But he still might have a pass at the script. I mean, like, he's going to want to give it a little bit of his.
He's a terrific writer. Why wouldn't he?
I just had Jason Mewes on as a guest on the show TV Fights, and he was like literally the biggest diehard Flash fan of all time. And you guys know they're still complete like butt buddies. They're obsessed
totally.
with each other. So I guarantee you that he's gonna like put.
Not sure if that's okay to say.
Butt buddies?
Yeah, I don't think it's okay to say that anymore. Certainly not that casually. All
right.
It's like there's a connotation. I don't want to grow more.
buddies. They're just buddies.
They're just buddies. Oh my god, they're just buddies.
I mean, you could go back and be like, they both smoke cigarettes, and they share. It's like, hey, can I get a butt from you?
Yeah, that's clearly what
you meant.
Yeah. Cigarette butt buddies.
Obviously, what I meant.
Sorry.
They're BFF. Sorry, that's a more PC way of me saying it. They're BFF, and so I bet he has. And he was telling me about all his crazy thoughts and like ways that he would want to direct it if he was doing it. So I'm hoping that maybe they collab a little bit on this, and this is like a Jay and Silent Bob direct Flash.
Oh, you think Mewes is going to have a stake in the directing?
I kind of think he'll go anyhow.
I do not think he lets Mewes anywhere near the directing duties.
I think he'll go in and help.
I think if Mewes is on that set, he'll probably be like directed toward the craft services table. Like, I definitely think he'll be on the set, but I don't think, I think he knows his place. I think Mewes is great when Kevin Smith writes for him. He knows how to write that guy great.
I see what you're saying.
Plus, I don't know if Mewes is the kind of guy.
That's exactly
that,
what I'm saying.
I don't know if Mewes can exactly follow a script at this point. I have worked with him a couple times.
Oh, really?
We
stand up? Does he go out and stand up?
Now it was a hosting situation.
Oh, cool.
Great guy, though.
Yeah.
Great guy.
All right. Also, talking about Flash stuff, we've got more Gorilla Grodd coming up, which is everything. Yeah, I'm season 3. I just hope that they keep Grodd forever and ever.
I love
But
this
if we're seeing more Grodd, where does that mean we're going?
Gorilla City? Well, I can't wait to see more of that.
I know.
I asked my wife, I was like, who's that character in the Batman vs. Superman trailer? I'm talking about Doomsday.
Yeah.
And she's so sweet. She goes, is that Gorilla Grog?
Oh, cute for so many reasons.
Thank you for trying.
That's adorable.
I appreciate that.
Maybe she had a cold, like trying to say Grodd.
No, she doesn't read any comic books, so she's been like trying to explain Gorilla Grodd to her. Has been
She wants to know you.
Well, it's a talking gorilla.
He Kreisberg talks a lot about this on that Kevin Smith podcast from a couple of weeks ago too. Just the idea of the potential future of that. Apparently, like Grodd, it looked awesome.
Yeah.
Gorilla City, very expensive. So the idea of doing it is tough to make it look that good. So they were talking about amortizing the expense of that over several episodes, or how you repeat the effect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like in a Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, it's like it's hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in that budget. So it's a tough thing to do. Yeah. So I think they're kicking it down there a little bit and saying again next season. But they made it look good so far. So it'd be awesome.
So far, so great.
Season 3, they're saying it's going to be a multi-episode story arc, and he's also evolved a lot. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, we saw Gorilla City there. Of course, Flash returns next week. Next week's going to be. I'm missing the best week next week.
Monday, Supergirl.
I know.
Tuesday, Flash.
Yes.
Wednesday, Arrow.
Yes.
The best time to be
Thursday,
watching television.
Is it Thursday, Legends?
Yeah,
Thursday's
the 21st.
Legends.
And then the begin Dawn of the Super League?
Well, the 19th.
Dawn of the Super League of Justice?
No, the 19th is
the 19th
Tuesday.
is when we're doing. No, but that's when we're doing the Legends preview.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
On the Tuesday it goes Flash, Legends half-hour preview, then half-hour of the Dawn of Justice, all the compilation.
And then we're getting the Suicide Squad trailer in that too.
In that compilation, and then on Wednesday is Arrow, and then Thursday is the premiere of Legends.
So it's a DC week.
It's a DC week.
It's such a
There
great
better
DC
be
week.
Wi-Fi on that damn boat.
Are you going to be out of town? You're going to be missing it, huh?
I'm doing stand-up on a cruise all week.
That's kind of fun.
It'll be fun. It'll be interesting.
Honestly, order like sandwiches to your room late at night just because you can, and that
I
you don't even
know
want
what the
that.
rules are. I won't know the rules.
Oh, as talent, you don't have those kinds
You
of
don't get
privileges.
the luxury, do you?
Well, no, I mean I get everything. I mean the alcohol's a different bargain, but
Okay.
I gotta be careful with drinking and everything.
Right,
But
right,
as far as I know, everything is taken
Why,
care
because
of.
you're on a boat?
No, just being.
He's working. He's talented.
It's his job.
But listen,
Because you might get seasick?
No. It's like when you're working a job, you
Yeah,
shouldn't be getting drunk.
Yeah, I don't want to act the fool.
you don't have like the privileges that the
I don't
guest will.
understand what you're trying to say.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you what I'm trying to say.
Half a second, I was like, "Are you serious?"
You'll probably meet somebody, right? The idea is you meet one of the cruise
playing
patrons,
singer.
right?
Yeah,
You cozy up with her.
Actually, that's also illegal.
What?
You're not allowed to.
No. You stay in her stateroom.
Not allowed to do that.
You
Some sensuality.
There's cameras
listen,
everywhere.
Listen.
I don't wanna get
You
fired.
tell everybody else. No. You cover it up. You tell everyone it's like, hey, we're gonna go have sexing here.
Right.
But then you get her to just order a
Actually,
roast
just
beef
write
sandwich
that.
for
A
you, so you
sandwich,
get
'cause that's
around
what you want.
the no.
But you
ordering,
write on the door, we're only having sex in
only
here.
having sex.
Just
I'm not
sex.
using.
Just the
I'm not
sex.
abusing my position as talent on the cruise to get like free roast beef sandwiches.
Okay, we have questions from the people.
We have
Yeah, let's
questions.
go to the
have
questions.
Let's go to the question.
Here we go. Starting with @hi_I_Reed wants to know, what do you hope to see in the new Suicide Squad trailer?
Squad.
Just more Harley Quinn, right? Is everybody else?
I feel that.
I mean, I imagine we'll see a little more dialogue than we had in the teaser.
I would like to see a little more Enchantress, to be honest.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing, though. We don't want to give too much away because
Yeah, I do.
people have already kind of figured out.
I just
what
want
Yeah.
to see the movie.
And I don't want to hear anything come from Will Smith.
You know what I think what I would like to see in the Suicide Squad trailer? I want to see a big, bombastic, kind of like the Star Wars Force Awakens trailer, that first one. Just lots of action beats that don't really give us too much story, but maybe show some of the dynamism of the scope of the film.
And another creepy song, too.
Yeah, like I think the first one was
Like
like
the
slow
Got No
down.
Strings from-
We got that Amanda Waller thing, right? Now I'm saying like I would like to see something in the opposite direction of this. Show us how much of an action movie it is. Don't even get that much into the story at this point, because probably going to be another trailer. You know, this is probably not the final trailer.
Yeah.
So I would like to see nothing answered, just big explosions.
There you go.
Maybe just a
Explosions.
scene, a
Yeah.
short, really cool scene.
Yeah, let's not
Couple
give too
of little
much away.
quips here and there, but just like make people just be like, I want it. I don't know what it is, but I want to drink it, eat it, and dip myself in its milkshake.
How long?
then you can
Like
watch it
a
August.
French dip.
Yes, like a French dip sandwich.
That you'll
Johnny.
get ordered to your room
Wow.
on the boat.
All right, this
Say,
is
hey,
coming.
baby, I want to give you pleasure, but maybe if you order a little French dip for later.
Oh, no, I'm going to help you out now this time. We're going to move on.
Okay.
At Harris EV9 wants to know, opening weekend domestic for BBS.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I mean,
Let's play this game.
what did Star Wars make opening weekend?
247
Domestic?
Billion?
domestic.
Million.
No.
Million.
247.
Billion.
My God,
would
if they
be-
made $247 million.
Dear God.
Be a damn
I
exciting.
got a prediction for
It's
this.
not going to be
I have
there.
one, too. What's
it's not gonna
yours?
be there.
Won't be quite there.
193.
Oh, that's high.
That is very high. You really think so?
193 domestic, I do.
I think it'll be like 150.
Yeah, I'm thinking 175.
Somewhere in that
I was
ballpark.
going to say 170.
I think it's going to be really big, and I don't think it's going to
But
be
Star
as
Wars
big as
did
Star
that,
Wars.
and think about how far in advance people buy
But like
those
Hunger
tickets.
Games movies
Yeah.
have made like 193. Like that would be on the level of like I think the biggest Hunger Games openings. I don't know if
I think
anybody can
BBS
check that or
Yeah.
corroborate that.
BBS
but-
should top Hunger Games. I mean, I've never
Don't
seen
you
it.
think so?
No.
I would hope so.
You don't think so?
I don't.
Okay.
I
Well,
don't
I mean,
necessarily.
There's
there's
a lot
probably
more
an
hype
argument
around
to
it
be
right
made
now.
on either side, but I think more people have an interest in seeing BBS. That
Listen,
th-
Still
than-
Alice and Cake had more.
Oh yeah, they Still Alice and Cake are proof that women can open huge budget blockbuster films. Clearly,
All right, going on to
best argument ever.
I tried to do that.
I love it.
tried.
I love you, baby. I love you.
JM.
Well, just a fact check. The best Hunger Games came in at 158.
Oh,
best song is
really?
158.
Oh.
See, that's what I was thinking.
Okay,
I was like, I'm the
okay, so
same
that
as
is
Hunger
not
Games.
that is really high then.
I
Yeah.
wanted more of like your K and OK to be like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
That was the biggest one. I still think 193 though. I think it's going to be huge.
I think
hope
it'll be
it
the
is.
same as Hunger
I
Games.
sure
I
as
think
hell
it's
hope it
in the
is.
150 range.
175.
You
put
could
money
be
on
right.
it. All right, from @JMB375.
What do you guys think at the chat roll? I want to hear everybody's box office predictions.
Yes. Okay.
And I want to hear your defense.
Oh, actually, talking about that,
Give
we're
it.
getting a lot of different numbers. Jason says 180. James says 170. Broadcasting says 150.
Broadcasting's my
East
buddy.
Blue Drew says kick Roxy off for no reason at all. That's so mean.
He's just going to suggest we do that.
And thank you for reading that out loud, Johnny.
That's what friends are for.
Ahmed says, LOL, you underestimate its power.
Oh.
The Nightwing says 120. Master
Oh,
Keith
dang.
is very specific and says 171.
That's good.
Casey
171 is a
says
great call.
200 plus.
Okay. Great. I'm sure there's a lot of other numbers
Yeah.
just like that one in the chat roll as we look at it.
Yeah.
All right,
I want to keep going and show you.
we're running out of time.
Okay, here we go.
No, keep reading numbers. We got to keep going.
All right, guys.
I want another number from you.
Wow, somebody just said 500.
No.
That was Jonas Tiger.
That would be insane.
That's got to be the last number we read
Yeah.
because it's the highest one.
Yeah, that's
You
it.
can't read. You can only read another number if anybody says higher than 500
At
million.
JMB375 says, do you think on the CW special they will announce any other DC movies like The Batman?
I don't think so. It's too much. Giving away too much. We're already seeing Suicide Squad.
I don't think so.
No need.
But
Too much
I
too soon.
wouldn't be surprised if we see maybe a graphic of logos of like a Green Lantern Corps graphic or a Flash graphic, not unlike we saw at Comic-Con.
I was about to say, you mean like the Batman Superman graphic they just threw up on the.
Yes, like maybe even to something that is after we see the Suicide Squad bit, and this is just the beginning, like because I think a lot of the narrative around this is going to be how we're opening a new world, we're getting the public ready for this. Is going to be a big world, guys. This is kind of like what's going on with Marvel. We know you, every person at home, like your mom, you're aware of what they're doing.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing. So I would say a symbol. Obviously, there's no footage. I don't think we're going to see like an Aquaman reveal or anything. But maybe like throw up some Lantern Corps symbol.
That'd be neat.
Yeah. I just loved seeing it. When I saw Green Lantern Corps at Comic-Con, like that, that was so much fun.
That was
my
dope.
God.
You were there.
Yeah.
All right, more questions. Batboy1989 wants to know, what will Zach drop tonight on Conan?
Oh.
I mean,
I don't know if he's going to drop anything.
Is that what he's dropping?
Obviously, they're going to
show.
show one of the 30-second spots with him on the couch.
Yeah.
I mean, Conan is obviously he's a great interviewer, but he's super goofy. So I don't know.
Guys, watch Conan tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes on Conan and he shows your trailer.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would be the perfect thing. And honestly, that would be such a Conan bit. Like that way, it would be like, and then put Zach's.
Like
They
that
cut back to
Paul
Zach's.
Rudd video from whatever that movie is. He plays every single Conan interview.
Oh, does he? No.
Have you not seen that?
No.
Look that junk up. Every time Paul Rudd comes into Conan interviews, he plays a clip from a really crappy old movie instead of the trailer for whatever movie he's doing. It's hilarious.
I would love to see that.
Oh my god!
It's like the Jimmy Kimmel Matt Damon feud.
Well, this is essentially like the teaser for what is coming next week. Like, oh man,
yeah,
interesting.
I don't think he's going to drop anything brand new.
Is Conan big enough? If it was Fallon, you probably would.
I don't know.
Fallon is crushing ratings for sure.
I mean, you can't even compare. But I will be very surprised if we see something we haven't seen and it's for the first time on Conan.
Yeah.
That and they're not really. DC isn't already reaching out to us to make sure the eyeballs are there.
Yeah.
You know, much like they do with the Kimmel stuff. So I would think that they would be advertising that there's going to be a big reveal.
I think so too.
John Lagda says, I'm expecting a third TV spot too, so maybe they could do some sort of a third
Well,
spot.
maybe it is
Seems like a
mine.
lot.
Yeah, it does seem like a lot.
Maybe it is mine.
All right, more questions.
We're
this
almost
one,
at an hour,
so,
just so you know.
so no more questions?
We could save some.
We're winding down. This is the
we're
wind
winding
down.
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys? This is from Ahmed Faraz wants to know. Do you think we will get a season 2 of Legends of Tomorrow?
Too early to tell.
Really early.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
Another.
I think we will. I mean,
a very-
if it's half as good as it looks,
But it's a very expensive show.
yeah. But
very
what will
expensive
determine
show.
that is its success, and if it does
Yes.
well enough,
If it does flash numbers,
if it
it'll
does
come back.
flash numbers,
Yeah.
it's going to come back. I don't know if it will.
Speaking
Flash.
of
Are
Flash,
you kidding me?
Yeah,
Don't even-
okay, I'll
do
save it.
not
I'll save
dare
it.
read- no, don't read that.
Okay, speaking of Flash, though, I had a good transition. You threw off my game.
sorry.
Spencer LaCount
Ooh.
his name, wants to know what is all of your thoughts on who Zoom is. So I know you're a big Flash fan.
I am. I think it's Barry's dad from a parallel universe.
Jesus.
I'm kind of in
You
that
saw
camp
those,
too.
You saw those pictures lining them up.
The build
actually,
kinda
I
looks
didn't
like
see
it.
that. I've been hypothesizing
'cause
that
the eyes,
since the
the
first
whole-
time I saw
You
Zoom.
know what I was really
See.
bummed out? You know when we saw the leaked set photos that we haven't really talked about of like somebody playing a different version of Firestorm? We didn't really mention it, but you know what I'm talking about. Robbie Amell.
Yeah.
I thought
Dark
that
Firestorm
when it
or
said
something?
I thought that was a picture of him in a black suit, and I thought it was a spoiler of Robbie Amell in the Zoom suit.
That
and
would
I
have
got
been weird.
so pissed, but it wasn't at all.
Oh, thank God.
Okay. We talked about this one way earlier on, but we haven't spoken about it much since. Anthony Harrison wants to know, who do you think should play Shazam?
Oh, it's tough.
Well, you already said John Cena.
Yeah, I said Cena because,
That'd be weird.
you're a guy who knows him, but I saw him in Trainwreck, and he was so good in Trainwreck.
He was hilarious.
As playing this dopey guy, which you remember, Shazam as that hero is like that.
Yeah.
He's not like the hero. It's
but
like
him
a greatest
and The
American.
Rock against each other would be...
Why? Don't they have a rivalry already?
They've already fought at 2 WrestleManias.
Yeah.
So
apparently that's a built-in thing.
It is a built-in thing.
I mean, it would be maybe too much corny, maybe too much wrestling.
I will say this: those
yeah.
matches did not get the greatest reviews. Because The Rock actually messed up his rib cage in one of the matches, so it wasn't as good as it could have been.
I don't know.
A lot of people in the chat are saying John Hamm.
I would watch John Hamm. That John Hamm would be fantastic.
It would be interesting to go with a totally different
he
body
bulked
type.
up like a
he would have
ton.
if John Hamm bulked up to twice his bulk, he still would be about a quarter of the
quarter of
Rock
what he has
size.
to be.
There's no human like the.
I mean, Shazam is built
It's a
like
heavy thing to...
Superman.
Spencer thinks Tom Hardy. A lot of people
I'd
are saying
watch
John
Tom
Cena.
Hardy.
But isn't he doing 100 Bullets? Isn't that going to be his foray into DC?
Yeah, exactly.
Which would probably be better for him. And look, let's be honest.
Or
Let
he
Tom
might.
Hardy do what he wants to do.
Gonna be
Just come back as.
It's gonna be a tough call, man.
Yeah.
Pissed in my litter box.
So that would be interesting
If Bane Cat appears.
Tom Hardy comes back, not reprising his role as Bane,
But Bane Cat.
but as Bane Cat.
Yes.
That's
that's the answer.
bet that in Vegas.
The pet of Bane.
Yeah,
is
it's-
Bane Cat.
It could happen.
I want to see that.
I definitely think so. I think that means that we are out of time. My favorite, I have 2 more things. My favorite comment of the night. Sorry, Johnny, don't care what you think. Jason V says Justin Bieber would be a great Jimmy Olsen.
Nope. I will jump out of a moving car.
And Paul Grant had one more question.
I would
for
drive
us,
that car.
Who?
And I would run Bieber over.
Paul Grant had one more question for us, which was, do you bleed or nah?
Do you bleed or not?
I like that one.
I'm sure I catch Johnny doing some stand-up. He'll be bleeding.
Well, no, here's the thing.
Can't forget.
I wrote the rap.
Oh my God! Okay, so we're gonna close you with a little.
Oh my gosh, is there rap in this?
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I like this beat. Okay.
Live for the first time, coming to you from DC Movie News, Jonny Loquasto.
Yeah. Turn it up. Yeah. More universe, more better. Aquaman's wetter. Unite the 7 Amber Heards, gon' be Mara. DC Movie News crew, we be acting bizarro. Wonder Woman, Flash, and Legends of Tomorrow. It's time to end the show, and that's no killing joke. 2K16, we gon' leave it up and smoke. Will you watch? You will. Boom!
Drops Mike Young.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
I hope that
One
doesn't
more
go
time,
viral
one
because
more
my
time.
dance
No,
moves
no,
ain't got it.
Nope. Once and done. That's how that works.
That was awesome.
All right, let's
That was
all.
great, baby. That was great.
Oh, thanks,
Great
Mom.
job.
All right.
Appreciate you. Let's all. Let's. I can't even. Oh, chat roll. Michael Caputo. You know I love you. All right, let's do some shout outs and some putting ourselves over. Adam Gertler, go.
Yes, everybody, check out White House Down on Friday on FX Movie Download this week. We interviewed the director Roland Emmerich and some other stars of that movie. And I also talked to him a little bit about the new Independence Day, although I don't know if that's going to be airing on Friday night or not. But check it out, FX Movie Download. Follow me at Adam Gertler.
Boom.
Nice.
Topher.
I do a podcast every Friday night at 8 p.m. where I get drunk and read comic books. My friend Megan called Wine and Comics.
You're not supposed to drink while you work.
I can't help myself. I also have a late night talk show. It'll be on Friday the 8th. It's called It's Past My Bedtime with Topher Harless. And I do a Periscope every day where I talk about all this nerdy junk. So jump on with me. We'll get nerdy. At Topher Harless.
You guys can find me everywhere at Roxy Striar or over on Screen Junkies TV Fights, Tuesdays, 4 p.m.
I'm out of town next week. I'm out of the country for the most part. I'll see if I could find some cool DC stuff and take random pictures and put them on when I have the interwebs. Other than that, at Jay Quasto, very important, Saturday, February 13th, we're having a blood drive at the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. So if you're anywhere near LA or have friends near LA, please hit me up on social media. It's another one we're doing, and we want to pack it and help a lot of kids out. So please hit me up for that. Otherwise, if you're anywhere near Scottsdale, Arizona, I'm co-headlining the Stand Up Scottsdale February 4th, 5th, and 6th. So standupscottsdale.com or just hit me up. I would love to see you if you're anywhere near Phoenix or Scottsdale. Let's do that.
And also, we missed Mike Kalinowski. You guys can find him at Mike Kalinowski. He'll be back with us next week.
Mikey Ham. Other than that, guys, we love you. See you next week. Peace.
Peace up.
That wrapped up.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Christian Harloff, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of its owners or principals.